まったく。私、さきさきね。さきさきって呼ぶがよい。さきさき。雑な親ね。
Yo, girlfriend's wild, y'all. Yo, boys and girls, this show wild. You know, no bullshit, okay? And I probably shouldn't start a YouTube video with cursing, you know, because the YouTube gods don't like it. But, you know, no BS, okay? I think when it comes to enjoyment level, just like pure, unadulterated fun, I don't think any show this season touches the enjoyment I'm having watching Girlfriend. Like, it's just so out there as a concept. It's so out there as a show. And, like, it is just freaking effing hilarious. Like, I'm, like, wheezing. Like, like, I'm wheezing from watching this goddamn show. And, like, it's effing funny. Like an example, Shino is contemplating her love for Naya, right? And she bends down. It's like her body's gravitating towards bro, right? And she was like, well, maybe if I just kiss him, maybe I'll stop thinking about him, right? The natural, like, well, if I just do this, maybe, you know, it'll go away kind of thing. And she's like basically about to literally, like, you know, a millimeter away from dude's lips. And she instantly, day one, this is day one, by the way, okay? Like, she's been there at this house now for like a couple hours. And she instantly gets caught up by Saki, all right? And in that moment, she was like, all right, use that big brain of yours. Use that #1 student brain. And she was like, he had a nose hair. I was gonna pluck it out. Okay. Just that whole scenario in itself, right? Using the big brain that she has, thinking about the most complex scenario she could think of why she was bent over. She thinks of the dumbest thing that she could think of. And then Saki goes, oh, okay. And she's like, oh, yeah, I forgot she's dumb. It's like, just that whole scene was unbearably funnier than it should have been, okay? Then we get to see the backstory of how Shino and how Saki kind of like got to know each other and stuff, right? Like, so we get their whole entire, you know, backstory of how they became friends and everything. And the premise of them becoming friends is Saki's got the, you know, gets a hard on for cute girls, but B, she has smaller tits than her, right? So she's got smaller boobies than her, and that Saki's in is like, oh, little bitty titty committee, you know what I mean? And she was like, yo, but you're a little smaller than me. And then she ends up hitting, as she becomes friends, she hits her with, you know, Shino's like, I will never be friends. I'm too good at sports, too good at school. You're always gonna be jealous of me. I don't want that kind of friendship. Saki, dumb as a doornail, hits her with, but you got smaller tits than I do. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna be jealous of somebody like you. She's like, you can see Shino die inside. Like, I mean, look, if you don't find that stuff just bonkers hilarious, then I gotta admit, my friend, you know, like, I'm talking to you. If you don't find that stuff, like, just like, if you're not like dying, crying of laughter, or even like chuckling, this show's just not for you. Like, this stuff is effing gold. Then you throw in just Naya into the mix, right? And this dude is like Honest Abe over there. You know, they show how Shino and him knew each other, and basically how they formed this really close bond and friendship that he let go because he started dating Saki. And we find out that the purple ribbon that Shino's been wearing the whole time was a gift from him that she holds that dear to her. But, like, she pulled bro into a dressing room, and she was like, oh, you know, don't look. He's like, oh, sorry, I already did. Like, I took it all in already. Like, just that unfiltered honesty. Like, what do you do with that? Like, he's just breaking down barriers by his honesty. Later on, you know, she's at the home, and of course, taking a shower, and of course, he's going to walk in. And she was like, don't look. He's like, oh, I seen it all already when we were at the hot springs. And she was like, doesn't matter. You don't look again. And he's like, I can't help it. What do you want me to do? You're right here. Like just that unadulterated, unfiltered stuff. Then, you know, she lands on him or whatever. He's like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm like, glad. He's like, even hit her with like, I'm glad you held on to the towel this time. He's like, good job, you know. And then because Saki enters and catches them again, right? She catches her again. And she freaks out, and he sees her whole, you know, he sees her whole backside and everything. He's like, oh, you know, he's like, hey, just like I said earlier, I saw it already. You know what I mean? It's okay. Like, I get it. And she's like, it's not okay. Like, you know, flipping. And then Saki, instead of like, again, thinking, she's like, does she like him? You know, she's trying, like, nah. She's like, yeah, probably not. She was like, you're a klutz, aren't you? Like, just that whole scene is just so funny. It's just so funny. And then she gets broke. And then Shino later on, you know, she's on her rampage. I'm going to break you guys up. Nagisa, you know, Manase, whatever, whichever one you want to go with. She breaks her down. You know what I mean? Like, she was like, how, like, did you not know that Saki liked him or was going out? She's like, no, I knew. She was like, what? You know? And she was like, no, I knew. She's like, but heart wants what it wants, homie. And she doesn't know what to do with that information. What do you do with that level of honesty? You know, you're expecting them to deflect, or so she's like, nah, heart wants what the heart wants. And really inside, you know, the whole time Shino's like, you know, saying all this, it's because her heart wants what her heart wants too. I think ultimately we're going to get to a point of acceptance with those three, but then you have to remember, you know, at the end of the day, you also have to remember that, you know, there's also a fourth character in Rika, right? And you have to remember that she's in there too. So like the moment this becomes like a normal, you have Rika thrown into the mix there too, who like next episode we saw, like she's gonna jump bro's bones. You know what I mean? Like she may get farther than the other three girls just because of her sheer tenacity. And she's a whole level of funny. Like, so this show just, it's awesome. It's incredible. And I just think I'm having just like if I were to rank just, you know, watching and just like having a good time watching, like this season, I have Saint's powers, magic is omnipotent. I have Shield Hero, Eminence in Shadow, Goblin Slayer. And like, those are anime, like I'm like foaming at the mouth. Can't wait to watch them again. You know, the next episode. But my enjoyment level of watching Girlfriend is just like, it's at an 11 the whole time. It has no right to be that good to me on a personal level. So anyways, those are my thoughts, my friends. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Let me know if you're feeling the same way I am. If you're not, you know, I think that's cool. Let me know why. And also, if you're not, my 2 suggestions, or I guess 3, would be, you know, stick it through. Maybe, you know, some episodes hit more than others type deal. That's always kind of the case. But if you have like a baseline enjoyment, stick with it. Secondarily, if you're just not like, if you haven't been laughing at all, episode 1, EP 2, I think you just drop it. And I guess the third option is maybe pause. There's so much other shit to watch. Maybe pause and just let it pile up and then binge it at the end of fall or maybe in December or, you know, like later on in the years, and like just binge it later once all the episodes have, you know, stacked up. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about episode 2. You know, that's how I was feeling. So also, Shino recognized this episode how stupid Saki's name was. She was like, what kind of parents named their kid Saki? Anyways, see you next week. Peace out, my friends.